drawing a square. Now, how do we draw a square? Before we draw something, we need to always need to put the pen down, right? How do we write? We put the pen down and then we move our hand. So let us use this approach and let us put the pen down. And we now need to draw lines. Square is obviously made up of 4 lines of equal lengths. So we obviously need to draw a line at this point. So how do we go about drawing it? So let us now say, in whichever direction you are currently facing, which is obviously currently is facing towards the right direction, x-axis, as we can see over here, point in direction 90. Let us move around 100 steps, right? So it moves 100 steps in this particular direction. What I'll do is I'll sort of hide the cat for some time, and you can see it has drawn one line. Now let us draw another line, because we need to draw 4 lines, right? Another line of 100 steps again. But the problem that happened is, as you might have seen, it just drew it afterwards, after the same line. That is not going to give me a square, right? As you can see what happened. I had this line and then it drew another line in front of it. That is not what we want. We want the line to be rotated. And that is how we would end up drawing a square. So what needs to happen here is we need to rotate the sprite in order to draw the next line. Currently, it is facing towards right. We want it to face towards the ground. So if you see, I have made this drawing over here. Let us use a protractor, and this is the square we are trying to draw. Let us use the protractor over the top of it and try and see what that angle would be. So right now what is happening is the sprite that you're using, it is currently a cat. It is moving towards right. It is going in this direction. And we want to rotate downwards. So if you see, try tracing it like this. And if it is rotating rightward, how much degree should it turn by? And you can see it's coming to 90, right, for a square. So let us do that. Let us quickly turn right. As you can see, this is the shape, right? It towards the right. Turn right by 90. How do we know it is 90? We can see it is 90 over here, right? If it is turning towards right, it's 90 degrees for a square, right? And what happens whenever we turn 90? Exactly, it is looking down. So if I now move by another 100 steps, it would draw that next line for me. Let me hide the sprite. And yes, it gives me that next line. What I want to do next is I want the sprite to be facing leftwards, right? So how much do I rotate it? So let us try and do the same thing here. Let us also try and rotate. Let us move this. Let me also rotate the protractor. And let me place it out over here. Exactly like this. So again, if currently if you can see, the sprite is facing downwards. So it's actually facing downwards like this. And if I want it to be facing towards left, I want to rotate it by 90 degrees, right? Again, 90 degrees. So let us rotate 90 degrees towards left. And we again move 100 steps. Why are we moving 100 steps at each time? Because it's a square. It's equal on all sides. And as we can see, we are almost there. We just need to rotate by another 90 degrees and move by 100 steps. And we get a square. So at this point, we can consider we have already drawn a square. But just going by our good habits that we were talking about, let us always keep the cat in a position it was at the beginning. So whenever when we started, where was it facing? It was facing towards left. Now when it ends, because of our steps, and it gives us a square, it's actually the same position. The x is 0 and y is 0, but its direction is not. So let us add another rotation. It's facing up right now. We want it to face right now towards the 90 degrees. So this is currently 0. We want it to face on a 90-degree angle. So we'll explicitly rotate it by 90 degrees. And that's it. That's our square. Right? So we have just drawn a square.